Are getting ready to bring their voices to Hartford. The Alzheimer's Association of Connecticut plans to turn the Capitol purple next Wednesday to raise awareness about a very important issue. The group is asking for insurance companies to cover biomarkers to make diagnosing Alzheimer's easier and quicker, and they really want your support. So joining me right now is the Policy Director, Chrissy Covell. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
This is so important for people to know and get out and support, because insurance companies who are not covering these biomarker tests, families, they're just so frustrated.
Absolutely. And we know that getting that early and accurate diagnosis can possibly open the door to treatments. There's 2 disease-modifying drugs right now for Alzheimer's disease. So we're really excited to partner with other organizations to advocate for the coverage of biomarker testing.
And these biomarker testings, they're easy. It's a blood test, saliva.
It could be a blood test, saliva, imaging tests, and basically these tests are used when there's evidence of disease or if someone's at risk for a disease. So, and we know that we're getting closer than ever towards a blood test for diagnosing Alzheimer's disease. So we want to make sure that we keep pace in terms of insurance coverage.
And if these tests are covered, it would actually save these insurance companies more money in the long run.
Absolutely, because the later someone gets diagnosed, the more services and supports and care someone might need. So if someone gets diagnosed early and their options are for treatment, they can possibly stay home, have a better quality of life, and a number of other things that are much more positive.
And we hear it all the time. The earlier that you know, the better, as far as like treatment and things like that. And it's an exciting time because there are a lot of treatments available, more than 5-10 years ago.
Absolutely. There's 2 disease-modifying drugs right now, and there's so much research happening right now as well. And as I said, we're getting closer to the blood test, which everyone's been talking about. And it's just exciting.
And it isn't something that anybody, if it's passed, it isn't something that anybody could just go in and request.
Oh, absolutely not. No, no.
There are parameters.
Absolutely.
There are markers, I suppose.
Absolutely. There would be, it's evidence, in terms of if the doctor orders it, if there's evidence of disease, or if someone's at risk for a disease. It has to be medically necessary.
And what are those risk factors? Would it be like family history?
It could be family history. It could be, whether or not someone has the signs and symptoms and they're showing signs of the disease. So it really is based on that conversation with your physician.
And it really is just a terrifying, horrible disease.
It really is.
And we hear from so many people just tearing families apart. So what do people need to know? It's not this week, it's next week. That's why we want people to be aware, put it on their calendars. What do you want from people here in Connecticut?
We want people to go to Hartford next Wednesday. They can register at alz.org/CT. The program starts at 9 at the state capitol, and we are going to have an exciting day where we meet with policymakers. People can share their stories, whether or not they're a person living with Alzheimer's disease, or if they're a caregiver, or they're in the medical profession, and really ask lawmakers to support this really critical testing.
Yeah, so get ready now, grab your purple, plan ahead, make your signs.
Yes.
This is really so important. And before we go, we have to mention the things that people should be aware of in their family members, in their loved ones. If they should maybe have a more detailed conversation with their loved ones and their loved ones' doctors when it comes to Alzheimer's.
Yes, and if they do, if anyone has questions, they always can call our 24-hour helpline, which is 800-272-3900, or go to our website, alz.org/CT. We have staff available all the time for people to talk to if they have questions.
And real quick, just run down those warning signs and those.
So there's 10, right? And really, it's memory changes that impact daily life. That's what people need to know the most. It's if you go into a parking garage and you can't find your car, that's not Alzheimer's. But if you're holding on to your keys and you don't know what the keys are being used for, could be more of a significant issue.
All right, well, good stuff. Chrissy, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Hopefully everybody will mark their calendars and get out there and show their support next Wednesday.
That's right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good.